Welcome. Today we are going to work on hips. So when you are ready, get comfortable either in a seated position, legs in whatever comfortable position that is. How I am, you can have it crisscross. You can have the legs out. Sometimes maybe we have a little trouble with one hip at the beginning, so one leg out is okay too. And even maybe having the knees bent, that's okay. If it's more comfortable for you to lay down at this time, please do so. But just make sure you're not too comfortable so you don't fall asleep before practice begins. If you need to grab any props such as a blanket, maybe a pillow to draw underneath of the knees, or maybe even a few blocks, you can use them for underneath of the knees, maybe even underneath of the head as well as the blanket. So get comfortable, get set up. And as you set up, start to close your eyes to the room. We close our eyes to help us draw our attention inward, because it's so easy to be distracted by everything around us. And even with our eyes closed, our mind might start to become distracted, might start to think of things. It might start to wander off by hearing noises. And if that happens, see if you can just pause for a moment. Reflect that that's happening. Start to let it go or let it be in the moment, but draw that awareness back inside. And to help you, when you draw that awareness in, you can check in. See how you're feeling, what you're feeling. So right now, just do a quick check-in. And know that whatever you're feeling will pass. Whether it's good or it's bad, you are equipped to sit with it just like you are right now. So the next time that feeling or sensation comes up, you'll be ready to sit with it. You'll know that it's here for now, but will gently pass. And another great way to stay focused and in the body is to check in with your alignment. So right now, notice if you're sitting, you're leaning forward or leaning really back. Try to find the shoulders drawn underneath the hips or in line with those hips. Then lengthen from your sitting bones, drawing the head up towards the ceiling. If you're laying down, you might start to feel a slight shift through the body so the spine begins to lengthen onto the mat. A slight tucking of the chin, but not too much. And then start to relax the face, letting go of tension in the forehead, in the eyes. Really relax the jaw, allowing some space between the top and bottom row of teeth. Maybe even let your tongue relax between the teeth, helping to keep that space, helping to also relax the throat. Then soften the shoulders down and away from the ears. Allow your hands and your feet to soften if they're grippy. And start to connect with your breath. This is one of the best ways to stay anchored and focused in your body. Connecting and following that natural flow of the in-breath and the natural flow of the out-breath. Now begin to deepen and lengthen your natural breath. As you deepen and lengthen, make sure you're keeping the shoulders down and relaxed, the jaw softened, and the hands soft from gripping. One more deep breath, and then start to draw the navel up and back towards the spine. You're creating a little bit of engagement into this lower belly. As you create this little bit of engagement, this bandha here, keep everything soft, the spine gently lengthened, and that breath as deep as you can allow, knowing that it might not be as deep, and that's okay. One more deep breath and draw the hands into prayer. As hands come into prayer, soften the shoulders. You can slightly bow to the hands or just keep the head gently forward. But start to set your intention for today's practice. Finding a word, finding maybe a phrase, a dedication, whatever calls to you, whatever is needed. And to know that you can even use an intention you've set before. Always honor what calls to you, and always honor what comes up. Once you have set your intention, seal it within your heart space. Let it follow with you through practice. Once it's there, don't feel rushed, but release the hands. Open the eyes back to the room. And those of you that are sitting, just begin to lay gently down onto the mat. If there's props by you or anything there, you just give yourself a little room by moving it out of the way. All right, once you set up, we're going to start with a deep body stretch or just a full body stretch. But begin to reach the arms up and overhead, pointing the toes towards that wall that's in front of you. And then exhale, draw the arms down by the sides and the toes to point up towards the ceiling. Soften the shoulders, slightly tuck the chin in. Inhale, deep, reach the hands back, point those toes, feel the body stretching from one end to the other. And then exhale, release, arms down by the side, toes to point up, a slight tuck of the chin, and relax the shoulders. One last time. Reach those arms up and overhead, point those toes, feel the body stretching from one end to the other. Give yourself any little movement you might need for that extra little stretch. And then gently release when we're ready. Good. Soften, relax, draw the arms out at T, creating a straight line from one fingertip into the shoulder, from the other shoulder out to the other fingertip. Then gently bend the knees and letting the feet come onto the mat, walk the feet wide. So you start to set up for windshield wipes. As you're set up here, fan the feet gently up so you feel the grounding of those balls of the feet, both inner and outer, and the heel. And then release those toes gently down. Good. Create a little bit of core engagement, drawing that navel back towards the spine, towards the floor. You might even feel a slight tilt in the pelvic. Draw the shoulders, but tuck the chin. Relax the jaw. Fan the hands, but then gently release them down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower your knees to the right. Gaze over to the left. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, draw the knees back up to center, head back to center. Realign, re-engage. Exhale, opposite direction, knees to the left, gaze looking over to the right. Soften and release, breathe deep. On the inhale, come back up to center, head back up at center, realign, readjust, and exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. So do this a few times with your breath as you gently move, check in, breathe, and soften where you need to. The next time your knees come to the right, pause. Stay here for 3 to 5 deep breaths. And when you're ready, draw the knees back up to center, draw the head back up to center, realign, re-engage. Now allow yourself to come over to the left. Same amount of breaths, 3 to 5 deep breaths. When you're done, gently come back up to center, head back up to center. Walk the feet in gently closer towards each other. Draw those knees in, wrap the arms around. If you want to lift the head up for this first little stretch, do so. But then release the head down, soften, and gently rock side to side, just for a little release. Notice how the low back is feeling, how the hips. Good, then come back to center, coming to stillness. As you come back to stillness, draw the feet down onto the mat. Arms back at the T, making sure you're in that nice straight line. Soften the shoulders, relax the jaw. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Engage the foot as though you're pressing against the wall. Then start to open the hip by drawing the ankle onto the left thigh. And you can actively engage the hip by drawing the knee towards the front. Good. Notice how that feels to the body. Stay here for a few deep breaths. Good. Then just like windshield wipes, we're going to gently move. So keeping that ankle glued to the thigh, begin to gently draw that foot and that thigh towards the left. If you want to add in the twist by gazing towards the right arm, do so. Breathe deep. Use your core, engage the thigh. Gently lift the legs back to center. Then when you're ready, this right thigh will come down towards the floor, keeping that foot on top of that other thigh, gently windshield wiping, just in a different position. If you want to, you can gaze in the opposite direction. Then use your core, draw the legs back to center, and do this just a few times. Keeping the foot and ankle glued to that thigh, gently let the foot start to lower to the left, gazing to the right. Come back to center on the inhale. Readjust, realign, re-engage, and then lower forward to the right on your exhale, gazing to the left. Do this a few more times. Gentle movement, breathing deep and checking in. One more movement. Stay on both sides for about 2 to 3 deep breaths. And come back to center, realign, re-engage. Then hold in that opposite direction, 2 to 3 deep breaths. Gently come back to center. Good. Now, staying with this, start to draw the left thigh in, wrapping the arm so the right hand comes into that space between the legs, and the left hand comes onto the left thigh. So they just kind of wrap around that left thigh. Good. Soften the shoulders, try to draw them down. Tuck in the chin gently, and engage both of the feet. And see if you can draw the ankle in line with the knee of the opposite foot. When you're ready, inhale, start to lift that left foot up towards the ceiling. Actively engage this right thigh by drawing the knee forward. Breathe, feel the shoulders getting a stretch, tuck the chin. Good, exhale, gently lower, but try not to let that foot lower past the knee. Good, inhale, gently lift and lengthen that left leg. Engaging that right hip forward, keep the feet engaged, tucking of the chin, use your core. Do this a few rounds, just gently bending and straightening that left leg. Try not to grip the jaw, try not to over grip the hands, but just feel the stretch as it's happening. Good. When you're ready to add in a little more effort, when the leg lifts, you can tuck the chin, lifting the head and chest up. Draw the shoulders down. Good. Exhale, you'll gently release, draw the head down as you bend the knee. Then inhale, lengthen, gently lift the head. If it's more comfortable, keep the head gently on the floor, on the mat. Breathe deep. Good. One more movement. Come into stillness, whether it's with the head lifted or the head on the floor or the mat. Soften the shoulders. Breathe deep. Two more deep breaths. And gently release when you're ready. When you release the head, then release the hands. Draw the left foot down first, then gently uncross that right leg. Good. Create any little movements or adjustments that you need, and we'll get set up for the next side. So when you're ready, arms back out at T, creating that straight line from finger to shoulder, shoulder back out to finger. Tuck in the chin a little bit, soften the shoulders, relax the jaw. Good. Left knee in. Activate the foot, draw that ankle onto the right thigh. It's gently glued onto that leg. And when you're ready, start to gently windshield wipe, drawing that foot and thigh over to the right. And if it feels good, gaze to the left. Don't draw tension anywhere it's not needed. Inhale, come back to center. Breathe deep. Opposite direction. Thigh starts to come over to the left as you gaze over to the right. Keep using the core. Breathe deep. come back to center. Realign, readjust. Keep actively engaging this thigh towards the front and slowly move side to side, breathing deep and checking in. Never feel rushed through the movement. And allow yourself to do one more round on both sides. The next time you come over to the right, pause so that foot's coming down towards the floor, towards the ground. You're maybe gazing to the left. Use your core and breathe deep. Good. Gently come back to center. When you're ready, opposite side. Gently drawing the thigh, gazing over to the right. Staying here for a few deep breaths, just like the other side. One more deep breath and come back to center. Now, draw the right thigh in and wrap the arms around. Again, now this left hand comes in between that space, between both legs, wrapping around that right thigh. Engage the core, tuck the chin, activate the feet as though you're pressing against a wall, and check in to make sure that ankle's not dropping down below the knee, but just kind of creating a 90-degree. Good. When you're ready, start to lengthen that right leg up and actively engage that left thigh towards the front. Good. Gently bend that right knee, but try not to let the foot draw below the knee. Gently do this movement a few rounds. Keep breathing deep. Next time you lengthen, if you want to lift the head and chest up, allow yourself, actively engage that left thigh forward. Keep lifting and lengthening of that right leg. Soften the shoulders, exhale, gently release the head and bend the knee. Good. When you're ready, you can do this movement, adding it in, but you do not have to. Try not to overly grip the hands, the jaw, or the shoulders. Keep breathing deep. Next time you lift, pause. Soften and release where you can. Engage where you need to. Try to be here for one more deep breath. Then gently release. As the head releases, release the hands. Foot comes to the floor first, and then uncross the leg. Good. Adjust, release. Draw the knees in for a quick little hug. If you want to lift that head up, do so, but then release the head and rock side to side. Notice how you feel, what's changed. Now wrap one ankle over the other. You can either rock yourself up to come up or gently roll to one side and lift yourself up. And sometimes you do a little mixture. So just do what's easiest for you. Good. As you come up, allow yourself to just adjust onto the mat. So you want to make sure you have a little bit of room. Good. You're going to lengthen the legs out in front of you for this moment. Engage the thighs together, heels down, toes up. Reach the arms up and overhead and exhale, fold into these legs. Notice how it feels. Soften the shoulders, relax the arms. Inhale, slowly begin to come back up. As you come up, start to draw the feet together so the knees come wide. And so what we normally want to do is just all of a sudden draw those legs in as much as we can. Sometimes we're more stable if we're not as close, so that's okay. Reach those arms back up and overhead and exhale, fold into the legs. Notice how different this may feel. Soften the shoulders and the arms, relax the head. Breathe deep, gently walk it back up. Draw the knees together, lengthen the legs onto the mat. Reach the arms up and overhead, soften shoulders, fold into those legs. Good, soften and release. Notice what you're feeling. Gently come back up. As you come up, arms can come up and you draw the feet together. Good, exhale, fold into your legs, into your forward fold, releasing and relaxing when you get here. Good, gently draw it back up, draw the legs together, draw the feet onto the mat. Heels down, toes up, soften shoulders, fold into the legs. Do this a few rounds, just gently switching, going from Dandasana, which is the legs, to Bound Angle, which is drawing the feet together, the knees wide, and just folding into that fold, that forward fold. Breathe deep, and when you're ready to move out, gently move out. One more forward fold. So lengthen the legs, gently come into this one. Pause here for 3 to 5 deep breaths. When you're ready, gently coming up, come into that bound angle by drawing the feet together and folding into that fold. Breathe deep, 3 to 5 deep breaths. When you're ready, gently coming out, draw the legs together. Give yourself one little hug here. Just kind of drawing the legs, softening the shoulders, a little release to the neck. Good. All right. Start to come into hands and knees, the easiest way for you. Use a blanket if you need to for underneath the knees, if they're sensitive today. Always honor your body. Never push past when it's talking to you. Listen to it and honor it. So heels in line with ankles and ankles in line with knees, knees in line with hips. Engage the core, creating a nice flat back. Wrists underneath shoulders. Spread the hands to create nice grounding through those hands and shoulders. A quick little cat and cow. Tuck the chin, round the spine. Draw the shoulders together. Draw the core. Use the shoulders as the movement here. Exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Inhale, drawing the shoulders back together. Gentle movement. Breathing deep. Good. Now we're going to do a quick little child's pose. So tuck the chin, round the spine. Toes together, knees wide. Tuck the chin, round the spine, gently release back. Relax into that child's pose, letting the head come down. Maybe using the hands for the head. You'll soften when you get here. Breathe deep and gently come back up to hands and knees. Use your core. Draw the knees back underneath of the hips. Find your foundation. Good. Curl the toes. Hover the knees. Use your core here. Then gently push the hips up, chest back to push them towards the thighs. Pedal out the heels. You're now in down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Soften the shoulders. Use your core. Draw the knees back down onto the mat. Toes together, knees wide. Tuck the chin, round the spine, back into that child's pose once again. Soften and relax. Good. Gently lift back up to hands and knees. Draw knees back underneath of hips. Engage the core. Good. Notice what you're feeling here. And you're going to shift the weight over to the left. See if you can draw the right foot behind you. A lot of times you want to curl the toe for a little stretch. That's okay. But then lift the foot. Then open the foot by gently opening that hip. The foot kind of points. The toes point towards the side now. Notice how that feels. Good. Gently draw the toes back down. Draw the knee back in. Switch sides. Gently going over to the right, draw the left foot back, toes down to start with, then gently rotate. Toes point towards the side. The toes point down, draw the knee gently back down. Good, give yourself a quick little child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Softly, gently release and relax. Roll out wrists if you need to. Take another deep breath. Come back up to hands and knees. Knees back underneath the hips. Find your foundation once again. Engage the core. Shift the weight to the left. Right foot back. Open the hip, drawing the toes towards that right side. Good. Toes down. Knee back in. Switching sides. Shift the weight to the right, left foot back, toes down to start, then open the hip, toes pointing towards that left side. Good, toes back down, knee back in line. Give yourself a child's pose, gently release and relax, knees wide. Soften out and relax where you need to. Come back up to hands and knees, knees back underneath of hips, wrist under shoulders. Shift the weight to the left, draw the right foot back, toes down. Now bend the knee. You're going to open the knee towards that right side now. So it's almost like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. It's a really easy way to think about it. Keep using your core, keep lifting up, then gently draw the knee back down. Shift the weight to the right. Draw the left foot back, then bend the knee, open up that hip towards the right, to the left. The left foot, it's like it's trying to go to the right. Keep lifting up, keep using the core, soften shoulders, gently draw the knee back down. Good, now we're adding a little extra challenge, so shift the weight to the left, right foot back, foot up, open the hip, bending the knee. The foot starts to come over to the left a little bit, but not all the way. I know a lot of you want to go into Wild Thing. We're not there yet. And gently draw the knee back down. Good. Shift the weight to the right. Left leg back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Feel that foot trying to come over to the right. Keep lifting, keep using that core. Breathe deep. Good. Gently draw the knee back down. All right, one little child's pose before going into Wild Thing. Soften and relax here. Good. Gently come up. Come back into your foundation. This is a different variation of Wild Things. You can do one variation's kind of on the belly, one's on the knees, and one's when you're kind of in downward dog. So when you're ready, start to shift the weight to the left, right foot back, bend the knee, open the hip, let that foot travel over to the left so you can lift up with the right arm. Keep lifting through the core and the chest. And this left leg, if you want, can kind of open a little bit more by lengthening it if that feels more comfortable, or you can keep the hip open by having that knee bent. Good. Gently draw the hand back down, roll over onto this mat once again. Shift the weight to the right, left foot back, open, bend, let the foot come to the floor, reach up. Again, you can lengthen that leg or knee bent depending on how you want through that hip. Good. Gently rotate. Good. One more time on both sides. Shift the weight. Right leg back. Bend the knee. Open. Let the foot come to the floor. Reach up. Breathe. Try to be here for 3 deep breaths. Good. Rotate back. Next side. Readjust. Realign. Shift. Left leg back. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Let it find the floor, lift up and breathe 3 deep breaths. Rotate back, good. Give yourself a quick little child's pose, just to release. Notice what you feel, how the hips feel, soft, relax, let go. Breathe deep. Good. Lift and lengthen back up to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going back into down dog. Curl the toes, cover the knees, use your core, then lift into that downward dog. Pedal out those heels. Good. Notice how you feel. Good. Now shift the weight to the left. Reach the right leg back behind you. Open up the hip, just like we had before. Breathe deep. Keep pushing back. The toe points to that right side. You're lifting and pushing back. That left heel is grounding down the best it can. Then gently rotate, bend the knee, draw it in towards the chest. Come forward, almost into a plank. Use your core. Then gently push back. Open that hip once again. Foot opening so the toes go to that right side. Keep lifting, keep lengthening. Good. Bend the knee, draw it in towards the chest. Gently come forward into plank. Good. If you need to come down to hands and knees for a break at any time, do so. Open that hip. Good. Last time, we're coming into pigeon. So your right knee comes towards the right wrist. Your left foot comes close to the left side. And start to walk and draw that left leg down. So if you start to kind of rotate onto the right hip, try to keep it up the best you can. Use a blanket or a block, something underneath here if you need to. If you need to have this back toe curl for the knee, allow yourself. And if you feel super comfortable, stay here. Breathe deep. Soften shoulders. If you want to go down deeper, again, you can slowly come down. Just don't fall down onto this right hip. So you come onto forearms or come all the way down, relaxing and releasing. One more deep breath. Slowly come back up if you're not already up. Breathe deep. Now what you're going to do is this left leg, you're going to move whatever's underneath of the right hip. Come down onto that right hip. Slowly swing that left leg around so it can come over either in front of the right knee or onto the outer edge of the thigh of that right knee. This right arm comes around, either hugging or onto the outer edge of that opposite leg as the left arm comes behind you. Breathe deep. Nice little pretzel twist here. Good. Release, untwist, and just kind of let those legs get a little wiggle. All right. When you're ready, hands and knees once again. Find your foundation, wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Engage the core. Curl the toes, downward dog. If you want to hover first, do so, but then gently lift. Pedal out those heels, give them a little movement. Set yourself up. Then shift the weight to the right, left leg behind you. Open the hips so you draw the toes towards the left side. Keep pushing back. Keep grounding this right heel down. Good. Then rotate, bend the knee, draw it in, come into kind of a plank as you draw that knee in. Then push back into that down dog, single leg, open the hip though. Good. As you open the hip, notice how it feels. Keep pushing back. Bend the knee, draw it in towards the chest, coming forward into plank. Good. Open that hip again. Breathe deep. If you need to come down onto hands and knees at any time, allow yourself, but move through this 2 more times. The next time the knee comes in, allow the leg to come down so the knee comes towards the left wrist. That right foot is kind of over towards, the left foot is over towards the right side. Now if the hip starts to come down on this left side, draw something underneath. If you feel super comfortable, stay here with the hands on the mat as you lift it. Curl the toe if you need to with that back leg, or just lengthen it and let it get comfortable. Breathe deep, soften shoulders, relax the jaw. And if you feel comfortable, just like before, you can come down onto forearms or maybe all the way down onto the head. Just relax, soften, and let go of any tension you might be holding on to. Keep breathing deep. Two more deep breaths here. when you're ready, push the hands into the floor to gently lift up. Breathe deep. Remove any prop that might be underneath of the left hip. Gently come down, rotate, draw that right leg around either in front of the left knee or onto the outer edge of that left thigh. Right arm comes behind as the left hand either grabs onto the leg or comes to the outer edge. Breathe deep. Relax. Notice how you feel in this twist. Gently release, relax. Draw the legs back out in front of you. Give them a little wiggle. Good. All right, draw the knees in. Give yourself a little hug just to release. Soften up the shoulders. Notice what you're feeling here. Good. Gently come back up. Now come back to hands and knees, the easiest way for you. Good, as you come to hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. It's your choice if you want to come into your chaturanga through hands and knees, which you'll just walk the hands forward a little bit. Then the elbows, draw them in as you draw the chest down, and the legs will come behind you. If you want a little extra challenge in your chaturanga, you can gently come into down dog. From down dog, you just come into plank. Coming gently forward, draw the elbows in, and gently release down that way. So whatever is easiest for you, but please honor and take care of your body. All right, so hands come right by the chest, gaze to the right, keep the right hand here, but draw the left arm out at T. Good. Keep the elbow gently up. If you need a blanket underneath of the head, give yourself a little padding. But start to bend this right knee. Activate the foot as though you're pressing against the ceiling. Lift the foot up so the thigh comes off of the floor, off the mat. Gently start to rotate, just like you did when you were in hands and knees coming into Wild Thing. Now, gently draw the foot over to the left, opening that hip. Gently rotate, drawing the knee back to the floor. Keep the foot engaged. Lift the foot up, gently cross. Good, open that hip. One last time, hand down, knee back over. Good. Rotate, opening the hip, foot to the floor flat. If this back shoulder is kind of talking to you, it's okay if you just flip the palm up. Or maybe you can rotate the arm closer to your hips. Good. Notice what you're feeling. And if you feel comfortable, this right arm can start to come up, drawing the shoulders together. I like to call this flying Wild Thing. So it's like you're opening up your wings. Breathe deep. One more deep breath, the hand comes down to the floor. Then slowly rotate, drawing the body back onto the mat. Lengthen the leg. Now right arm comes out, switch your gaze to the left, left hand comes in. All right, soften and relax. Then the left knee, foot activated as though it's pressing against the ceiling. Lift the thigh up and off the mat. Foot just starts to cross over to the right side. As the foot comes down, open the hip, breathe, gently rotate back over. Good, use your core, lift the thigh up, rotate gently, the foot comes to the floor once again. Open that hip. Good, gently soften and rotate back. Good, adjust and align, we're gonna get ready for stillness. So lift that thigh up, let the foot come to the right. This back arm, again, like I said, if it's uncomfortable, you can always flip the palm. You can even draw it closer to the thigh, whatever feels best for you. This left arm can start to come up, drawing those shoulders together. Keep opening the hip, keep using the core, and breathe deep. One more deep breath. When the hand comes down, you gently rotate over. Draw the head back to center, both hands in. Slowly come up to hands and knees. Good. Give yourself one last child's pose. Knees wide, just wherever it feels comfortable, sinking the hips down and back and releasing. Breathe deep. Notice how you feel. If you want to draw the head down to one side, you can, but just make sure you switch up the gaze. If you haven't switched the gaze up, switch the gaze up. Take a few more deep breaths, and then when you're ready, come back to hands and knees. From your hands and knees, come onto your back, the easiest way for you. As you come down onto your back, start by drawing the knees in, wrapping the arms around those legs. Give yourself a little hug. Release the head and rock side to side. Notice what you feel, what's happening, and what has happened through your practice. Good. One last windshield wipes. Arms out at T, feet down, but walk it wide. Tuck the chin, relax the shoulders, use the core. Knees to the right as you gaze to the left. And if you want to add in the stretch, you can take this bottom ankle foot, draw it onto the top thigh. Breathe deep. Foot comes down first, then draw the knees back up to center. Then gently rotate, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Left foot, that bottom foot can come onto the top thigh, the right thigh. Breathe deep. You'll always release the foot first, then draw the knees back to center. Continue to do this a few rounds. You do not have to add in that foot to the leg. Give yourself a few more movements side to side. The next time the knees come over to the right, come into stillness. Find whichever position feels good for you, whether it's that foot on the thigh or the feet just where they were. Breathe deep. Two more deep breaths. And release the bottom foot and draw the legs back to center. Re-engage, realign. Come over to the left, coming into stillness. Breathing deep, checking in. 2 more deep breaths. And then gently come back to center, to stillness. Good, coming back to stillness. Sorry, not stillness, coming back to center. Walk the feet closer, draw the knees in, one more little squeeze. Then lengthen the legs. Full body stretch, just like you started practice. Feel the body stretching from one end to the other. Then exhale, arms down, toes up. Slight tuck of the chin. Good. Inhale, give yourself that full body stretch. Feel the arms reaching back, the toes pointing forward. Exhale, arms down, toes back up. Good. One more stretch. Good. Reach, reach, and then relax. Good. Bend the knees, feet on the mat. Make sure that the feet are in line with the hips. Then walk the heels in a little bit towards your hips. Shoulders or arms by the side, tuck the shoulders up and then underneath of the body. So you kind of open the chest a little bit. Tuck the chin. Inhale, use your core. Start to lift the hips up and off of the mat as you're actively engaging the thighs together here. Good. Exhale, slowly release one vertebrae down at a time. Good. This is bridge. You're going to do this a few times. Inhale, lifting the hips gently up, tucking the chin, pushing the knees forward, shoulders underneath. Breathe. Exhale, slowly release one vertebrae down at a time. Good. One more time. Lift the hips gently up and off the mat. Tuck the chin. See if you can draw maybe the hands underneath of the body. Draw the knuckles towards the heels the best you can. For some of you might even be able to grab a hold of the ankles. Engage the thighs. Use your core. Breathe deep here. Two more deep breaths. And release the hands. Slowly release one vertebrae down. Draw those knees back in towards the chest. Wrapping the arms around, a little hug if that's what you need, and a little rock side to side. Good. Take a second to do any last little movements you might need before Shavasana. But when you're ready for Shavasana, use a blanket if you need to for the body covering up underneath of the head. Get yourself set up and comfortable. If you have an eye pillow, allow yourself to maybe use an eye pillow over the eyes. And just really allow yourself to get set up, to get comfortable. Arms where they feel right, legs where they feel right. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now inhale, take a deep breath in and squeeze all of the muscles except the jaw. Squeeze, tighten, and exhale, let go. Do it again. Inhale, squeeze, tighten, and exhale, let go. One more time. Inhale, squeeze and tighten, clench, clench, clench a little bit more, and then let go. Come into your Shavasana. Digest your practice and enjoy this time. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Slowly add movements to the body, awakening. And when you're ready to roll over onto your favorite side, allow yourself bending knees, using one arm to cradle the head, and just relax here. Take a few deep breaths, noticing what you feel. Then gently bring yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. As you come into this comfortable seated posture, lengthen the spine gently. Let the arms find the lap and those hands to face up in them. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Send yourself some love and compassion for carving out this time just for you. Especially an at-home practice, it's not always easy. Give yourself a gentle smile. Then come into Anjali Mudra, prayer position, hands together, thumbs fighting the chest, slightly bow to the hands. And exhale, let your intention out. But to know it's always on the surface and you can come back to it whenever you need it. It's here for you. And as always, I truly thank you for allowing me to guide you, for that trust and that honesty. The light in me recognizes that same divine light in you. And in sharing that, there's no difference between us in this moment. We're connected. We are one. Namaste.